Good morning, folks. This is DYNE. Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a quick video. I'm just recording this on the fly early in the morning because I have to head to uni soon. But I needed to get this out of the way and I couldn't do it any earlier than now. Usually when we hear about, voice actors in video games, roles changing or, certain actors leaving, it's not necessarily the biggest deal. It's for those who are into voice actors, it's an important thing, but mainstream, when we're talking about the mainstream, it's whatever. It's business is business. But today we got some pretty big news regarding a certain voice actor that is, and you've seen the title, you've seen the news, no sense being coy. So, after 30 plus years of voicing, arguably being the most iconic, the most recognized voice actor in the world, or at least in terms of video games. I don't know necessarily in the realm of, just mainstream media in general, because, there's also a lot of prolific voice actors in animation, but definitely in terms of video games, Charles Martinet has announced he is stepping down as the voice of Mario after 30 plus years, and that's insane. That is, I'll be perfectly honest, I saw Charles Martinet trend on Twitter and I thought worse, as I usually do. Whenever you see a celebrity trending on Twitter, it usually means they're either cancelled or they're dead. And I don't think Charles Martinet is ever going to get cancelled. He's the nicest man in the world. You see any video with him, any documentary, any story about him from people, and he's just such a nice person. Has so much love for his craft, so much love for the community and for the games and everything. So, naturally I jumped to the conclusion that, oh crap, we've lost Charles Martinet, and that would have hurt me, a lot. And it's also, I apologize, it's currently pissing down with rain outside, so if you can hear that. But, I clicked on it and I thought, okay, he's just retiring or stepping down from the role, and moving on. Oh, I've got the statement from Nintendo themselves, because they, obviously, part of their success had and needed to put out a statement. So this is from Nintendo of America. Charles Martinet has been the original voice of Mario in Nintendo games for a long time, as far back as Super Mario 64. Charles is now moving into the brand new role of Mario Ambassador. With this transition, he will be stepping back from recording character voices for our games, but he'll continue to travel the world, sharing the joy of Mario and interacting with you all. And I thought to myself, yeah, that probably makes sense. He's been doing this for 30 plus years. It's probably just not good for his voice, especially some of his other Mario, not so much, but he also does Luigi and Wario and Waluigi and I don't know how many other characters he does, but he definitely does those four. And, especially doing Wario and the Waluigi, that must be an absolute pain on the man. to say, I'm not going to win for 30 years, it's, that can't be good for your voice. So, after so long in the industry, it's probably you know what, that's fine. He's done so much for the business and probably deserves a good retirement, But he'll still, he is still the voice. He is still the face of Mario, He is still the man who will always be associated with the character. So it makes sense for him to still, go around and just spread the goodwill of Mario and just, still be in that ambassador role, because he has, like I said, he has such a great love and respect for his work and for the business, and for the Mario series and for Nintendo and everything, and for the community especially, because of all the good stories you hear. So it has been an honor working with Charles to help bring Mario to life for so many years, and we want to thank and celebrate him. Please keep an eye out for a special video message from Shigeru Miyamoto and Charles himself, which we will post at a future date. So there is going to be an official video statement saying, yep, I'm done. And Shigeru is going to say, yep, thank you so much for all of your work. It's look, I get it. Makes perfect sense why he'd leave. Like, as someone who's like, yes, as someone who's, also got a deep love for the franchise myself, I can look at it from two different perspectives. One, I totally get it. I can only imagine what it would be like working in such a big position for 30 plus years, and just be like, there comes a time where you just got to step back and take it easy on yourself. Look out for your health. That I understand. I'm always, looking out, having to, look out for my mental health and now my physical health. So yeah, I totally understand. But at the same time, I'm still that little kid who loves Mario, and his voice is such a big part of that. And that's going to be hard to have to move on, and it's going to be so weird in the next game. I'm sure the voice, like the recording work for Super Mario Bros. Wonder is already done, because the game comes out in 3 months. Yeah, October. Yeah, it comes out in October, so it comes out in 2 months. So the game's probably already in post-production by this point, and all the voice work is done. So Super Mario Bros. Wonder will be his last major role, you'd imagine. Or unless there's some other stuff that they've done and they haven't unveiled yet. Who knows? Or Mario RPG, he's also got that coming. Don't know if they actually do, if there's actually voice acting in that game. I'm sure there will be. So yeah, the 2 upcoming games are going to be potentially his last roles in as the character, and that's bittersweet. And it's going to be so weird hearing. It's going to be so weird hearing Mario in future games, and it's not going to be. I mean, they'll try and probably cast a sound-alike. That's what they do for a lot of those things, like voice actor roles for iconic characters that are attached to iconic voice actors. What they usually do is they'll do and they do it for unofficial, like, for instance, take Tom Hanks, for instance. He voices Woody in Toy Story, and he's the voice of Woody in the movies, in the Toy Story movies. But in everything else that Toy Story characters are featured in, whether they be toys or video games, especially in Kingdom Hearts 3, was a notable recent example. He gets his brother Jim Hanks to voice the character, and he actually does the voice more than Tom Hanks does. So it's that kind of thing. When you hear the two side by side, they're very similar. There's very similar vocal cadence with their voices. So they'll probably do something like that where they will get a voice alike to try and do it. But there's a certain expectation you get with the role of Mario, and it's just not going to be the same. I know a lot of people freaked out when Chris Pratt voiced him in the movie. They were like, why didn't you get Charles Martinet? And now with this announcement, you probably think to yourself, yeah, in retrospect, that's probably a good idea, considering he was probably already considering winding down his role. sort of stepping away, slowly slipping away by the time the Mario movie was in development. So in retrospect, it's probably why they did what they did, why they cast. I mean, it's not entirely the reason they cast Chris Pratt, because, you know, he's still the big Hollywood name. You know, you need that recognizability to sell tickets. But at the same time, you're probably thinking, yeah, okay, Charles Martinet probably wasn't in a position to take on this role, especially such a heavy speaking role. Like, Mario talks a lot in this movie, like, talks more than probably all of his video games combined. So for that and you have to go through many different takes and yada yada yada. Voice acting in movies, you get it, the process. That wouldn't have been good for him. Like, so now you get it. Now, in retrospect, that seems like a good idea that he didn't do it. But with all that being said, I just want to thank Charles Martinet, first of all. He's the voice of my childhood. Mario is one of my favorite gaming characters. Like, it is my favorite. Mario 3 is my favorite game. I've played these games since I was 3 years old. I've grown up with them. I was a Nintendo kid through and through. Like, yeah, Mario means a lot to me, personally. And Charles Martinet was a fantastic choice. Such a playful, whimsical, just fun voice that he gave to the character. And that stuff, that sticks with you. And I know a lot of people who are fans of voice actors for like anime and cartoons and other certain video games. Like, they're going to feel the same thing. Like, they're going to feel that same sentiment of, this character means this voice actor, and there's that intrinsic, that deep connection that is going to be hard to replicate or hard to replace. And for Charles Martinet, it means so much more, because he is the voice of arguably the biggest video game character in existence. So, yeah, you really don't know what to say. You really don't know how you're going to move on from that. But I guess we'll wait and see. We'll see what Nintendo does. Again, we're probably not going to have to... It's probably not going to happen for a while where we're going to hear that new voice, because we've got Mario RPG Remake, and we've got Mario Bros. Wonder coming out in a couple of months. Charles will be in those roles, probably. And then who knows when the next Mario game is going to come out. Could be a Mario spin-off. Could be an entirely new game the next couple of years, possibly for this heavily rumored Switch 2 that people keep like talking about and don't shut up about. Who knows when it's going to happen, but we know it's coming. So thank you for all of your hard work, all of your service to Mario, Charles Martinet, and I hope you enjoy retirement. You definitely deserve it. And whatever comes next for Mario and for Nintendo and for the Mario franchise, that's something we're going to have to wait and see in the not too distant future. So that was it. That was my quick sort of makeshift reaction to officially and becoming a Mario ambassador. Nintendo announcing in the early hours of this morning. So that's it. That's it for me. If you enjoyed, rather, like, share, subscribe to all that nonsense. And I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that is. It's probably going to be soon, because I think there's some Pokemon announcements coming out today regarding some... there might be a new trailer. We'll have a look at that, probably. But that's going to have to wait till I get home, because I have uni today, so I will do that later on. But... otherwise, until the next video, Pokemon Gold is coming. Pokemon Gold, I am going to start recording soon. I've still got a ton of work to do outside of YouTube. But when I'm cleared of that, then Pokemon Gold will be coming back, definitely. So, yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day. take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Once again, Charles Martinet, thank you for everything. Martinet, thank you for everything. You're probably one of my heroes because you're just awesome. And let's go. Let's go to the future. That's a really cringy way to end this video, but hey, I love Mario, man.